In this video, I'll be showing you how I made this clay figurine of Reggie the cat. So the first thing I start off with is a foil ball. This is the base of the head and I just cover that foil ball in clay. It doesn't have to be perfectly round because the shape is going to change, but overall it should still be smooth. To make the head, I just roll out two little balls and attach them to a smooth part of the face, and that's going to be the muzzle. And then after that, I just add cheeks on with two similar sized pieces of clay. I add clay at the top of the head just to extend it up a bit, and clay to the back of the head, as well as some clay to the forehead just to make the profile view of the character more round and appealing. To make the mouth, I just pull down some clay with my little tool, and I end up pulling down too much clay, so I just fill in the gap with a little piece of clay and then smooth it out with some tools. The nose is just a little triangle attached to the face. The ears are easy too, they're just chunky little triangles and you add them to the head. That's easy. The gray clay that I'm using is Sculpting Gray, and no it's not. The gray clay that I'm using is Sculpting Firm, and the pink beige clay is just Sculpting Original. I'll use the gray clay for areas that I need to be more stable, like arms, legs, and I'll use the pink clay for areas that I want to be more smooth. Now I'm going to make the little doll that Reggie's holding. It's the same thing as before, it's just the foil ball covered in clay, then you add the cheeks, muzzle, and ears. Okay, so before we go on, I need to explain a few things. What pre-baking is, it's just hardening your piece a little bit so that you can continue working on your project without ruining that said piece. And then right after this, I'm just going to sand it down. Also, off camera, before I pre-baked, I had poked a hole with my needle tool through the bottom of the clay into the foil. This is going to help prevent air bubbles whenever I bake, as well as I'm going to use the hole later on. Now I'm just going to gently sketch in the face, and when I say gently, it's because if you press down too hard into the clay that's only been pre-baked, you'll get an indent, and I don't want that. I still want the figure to be smooth. For the body, it's just a little cylinder shape that I'll attach on the figure after I cover the foil cylinder with clay. I add toothpicks inside the legs just to add extra support. The tail was just putting together 3 teardrop shapes, and then smoothing them in together. I then decided to save the tail for later because now I need to create the bottom portion of Reggie's sweater. I need to make it look more fluffy, so I'm just going to add more clay and round it out. Now I had originally planned to just finish off the bodies and then bake them all together, but what had happened was when I tried to attach everything, adding pressure and smoothing things on, the clay was too soft and I was squishing too many things. So what I decided to do was just bake the body and the tail, and then I was going to add the limbs and the baby separate. Not the baby, the doll. It's kind of a baby. Next I just add Reggie's collar. Even though in the end you don't really see it too clearly, just adding the shape kind of helps because, I don't know, it just helps. Now I need to help Reggie hold his baby, so I get to attach his arms, make his paws, and allow him to hold his doll but plush baby forever. Cause, you know, aww. I know that I just put the baby into Reggie's loving arms, but I need to take them away for a second. Because the baby is getting arms and legs! Now that everyone's put together, it's time for one last pre-bake. So when I baked this, I baked it standing up and used 2 glass cups as support, but he ended up falling over anyways, but that's fine because what we can do is we stand down and scrape down the bottom until he stands. And that's it, he's ready for his final bake. I like to prime my pieces because it helps the paint stick easier to the figure. It also helps me see any errors, like any lumps or indents that I might need to sand down or fill in. Once primed, I need to pick up any little pieces of fuzz that might be sticking out of the figure or any rises in the clay that I don't want that to be there, so I can make it completely smooth. The face that I drew in the beginning is now gone, but I'm still going to sketch over it again because it just helps me get a better visual of what I'm doing with the figure. And this face will disappear too because I'm about to airbrush over it, but it'll still remain there a little bit lightly so I can use it as a guide. I like to paint the larger areas first, so that would mean Reggie's sweater. As I was painting and layering on the red, I found out that it was coming out to be too dark, so I had to mix a lighter red and then just paint over what I already did. Occasionally I'll have to find myself repainting spots that were already painted just because my fingers are dirty and, you know, it just happens, paint will transfer. Now I'm going to evenly spread some white onto the area of the eyes, and I'm using this sanding block right here. It's a sponge, the sanding sponge, to help support my hand and help me keep steady. Whenever I paint, I usually have my right hand resting on my right thigh that's pulled up to me, and I'll hold the figure in my left hand and then just kind of rotate and move as I go, because I have like terrible eyesight and this is the only way that I can bring it close enough to me and still have that control in my hand, which is on my leg. It kind of looks like this, and yeah, that's probably not the best posture for me, so I guess this is probably way better anyways, even though I'm not used to it. I don't have much to say about the rest of this painting process, so enjoy! Hey, it's me again, and I'd say I'm just about done. I just have to look over and fix any mistakes. And then I'll be good to take this thing outside and to seal it. Off camera, I added some eye whites to Reggie before I sprayed, but you know, we're done. Thank you so much for watching, and another big thank you to my Crane Game Masters over on Patreon. If you liked this video, please let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know. And I'll probably be seeing you again in the next clay video. I don't know what I'm doing. Bye!